Oh hey gang!
Oh hey gang!
Welcome back to Traveling Wedding Pros. I'm Matthew.
I'm Elizabeth.
And we are super excited to kick off our second episode. And where are we right now, Elizabeth?
We're in Florida.
That's right. Our first episode we were in Hawaii and now we are in Florida.
Yep.
And what a month that has been. Did you just cuss?
Yeah.
Good.
It's pretty normal.
We like to give it to y'all raw.
Anyways, how did we get here?
Well, we took a flight from Hawaii to Los Angeles, and then we spent a week in Orange County.
Yep.
And then we decided to drive across the country again because we're absolutely insane.
And we did it in like 3 days.
Yeah, we drove through the night from Orange County through Las Vegas, through Utah to Denver.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun. Got to meet up with my friends.
Yep.
Shay and Chris.
Yeah. Denver was so pretty.
So
the whole drive, like the mountains with the snow, it was like incredible.
God. And then like the canyon looking things and
yeah.
The canyon looking things. Yeah.
Oh man.
Denver, I think Colorado was probably the highlight of
the whole drive. Yeah, absolutely. And Utah was really pretty.
Yeah, and then the next day we drove from Denver to St. Louis. We had a quick stop in Kansas City, checked out Kansas City Live, the Power and Light District.
That was so cool.
Wasn't it?
I didn't know that existed.
Shout out to the Cordish companies who designs all of these entertainment districts revolving around sports districts, if you will. Atlanta has one called the Battery.
Yeah.
And
pretty cool.
St. Louis has one called Ballpark Village. They're all over the place.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Really cool little ideas. And Kansas City was one of the first ones that they kind of put together that is around what is now called the T-Mobile Arena or T-Mobile Center, right in the heart of Kansas City.
Yeah.
Really cool.
It was really cool.
Nerded out for there.
And then we went to West Virginia, and then we went to Richmond.
Yeah, well, we did have some fun in St. Louis.
Oh, yeah.
We did the museum thing at the bottom of the Gateway Arch.
Yeah.
We pit stopped in Louisville.
Yeah.
Lowell.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot more in between. Jumping ahead.
And I got some good barbecue in Lowell.
Oh, yeah. That was really good. And then I almost left my laptop there.
You did.
And that was really.
I panic moment.
Ran so fast.
I'm getting out of the parking garage and she's blowing my phone up, and I'm like,
oh man,
I will be right there, and she's gone. She had taken off.
I pale,
done,
panic attack, sprinting. People probably thought something was super wrong. It was there. Everything's fine.
Yeah, it was there. We still have it.
Classic Liz moment.
Here we are.
Anyways.
Yeah, and then we got to visit with my family in Richmond, Virginia.
That was so fun.
It was so good to be home. I hadn't been home in 6 months. So, got to see, my parents, my sister, my nephews, and lots of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Got to show Elizabeth, where I was living for so many years.
I want to move there.
We'll talk about it.
I was like, why?
I love Richmond.
Why don't we just live here?
I love Richmond. It obviously is my first home. I lived there for 30 some years, and before moving to Atlanta, and I definitely would, want to have a house in Churchill at some point.
Yeah. Well, we can say Atlanta for now, but I liked it there a lot.
We'll get there. Yeah. So then we
came back to Atlanta.
We drove from Richmond to Atlanta and pit stopped in Charlotte.
Yes.
And
saw
had dinner with
my
your friends.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we got
Where
back
love is blind territory.
Okay.
We had just finished the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to all the Love is Blind folks. Yeah.
And we had just finished it, and like we were like, oh my god, what if we see one? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Not like
Well, apparently Johnny was in the building.
my friends live in the building.
Yeah.
No, Jimmy.
Jimmy, whatever.
See, we already forgot. But anyways, and then we went back to Atlanta, and then I flew back to California the next day.
For a
And
while.
and it was.
And you had
And
a
I
lot
missed,
going on.
And I missed my flight.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you missed
Oh,
your flight. She
man.
had to stay another night.
And then I flew back
out
the next morning, like super
and
early.
It was absolutely insane.
It was, again, classic Liz.
Yeah,
It's just-
absolutely.
This is just who I am.
Yeah, so, but then you had a very busy weekend.
Yes, I had a wedding, and I had about 6 sessions scheduled between the like 4 days that I was there. So it was like a very, very busy, packed trip.
And I had all 3 dogs on the bus.
Yep. Yeah, you had to take care of all of them.
Yeah.
And then I came back because I knew I wasn't going to be back in California for at least like a month and a half or so.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta stack it all in.
I love it when you stack it all in.
Okay. Anyway.
Speaking of stacking it all in, we're going to be doing lots of venue visits coming up soon in Atlanta. And we may be sharing those on our Instagram stories. So if you aren't following Traveling Wedding Pros on Instagram, go ahead and do that. But that I think takes
we didn't
us
get to how we got to Florida.
Oh yeah, there's lots of things going on in our lives, and travel's a big part of it.
Yep.
For those of you that are following me, aka the Bowtie DJ on Instagram, I've been traveling on a converted school bus for 3 years.
Yep.
And 3 years this month, actually. And so we took the bus,
Yeah.
which may be its last voyage because we're trying to sell it.
If anyone
And
wants to buy
If
it,
anybody wants to buy a
let us
bus,
know.
we're selling it for like 20, 30 grand. So
it's real nice.
dance into our DMs. Yeah. So yeah, we drove the bus from Atlanta. We took a pit stop first we stopped at a Buc-ee's because we love Buc-ee's.
Love Buc-ee's.
And then we stopped in Tampa and walked the Riverwalk. That was cool.
Yeah.
At
night.
With all the dogs.
In the rain.
It wasn't raining that hard.
It was sprinkling.
Okay, just a tinkle.
And then.
And then we drove all the way to Naples, Florida, at the bottom of the map. And then we went to Key West for 2 nights.
Yeah.
We stayed at a campground.
Yeah, we got to see your brother.
Yeah, my brother lives in Key West. And
It was so fun. I love Key West too. I just love all the places.
Yeah, we had fun at General Horseplay, Hank's, Smoking Tuna.
We watched Nick.
Nick Brownell.
There you go. I was like, I don't know his last name.
It was $100 in the tip jar.
If you're ever in Key West, go see him play.
Go follow Nick Brownell on Instagram too. He
So
posts his
good.
schedule like weekly. He's oftentimes at Smoking Tuna, Willie T's,
Yep.
and Schooner's Wharf. That's where we saw him first.
It was so fun.
And last.
But there was a lot of live music, which was super cool.
Key West is like Nashville in a tropical island. So that's I mean it's just live music everywhere, and
It's
it's
so
just
cool.
a lot of good time. And then there's the idea that you can walk around with your drink in your hand. So
That too.
for those that partake, I'm a year and a half sober, but
I partake.
you did. You definitely did.
Wait, no. What's so wild to me is that being from California, like you can't take drinks
Anywhere.
to go, like anywhere, right? Like you can't go to a bar, by the beach and just be like, "Can I get a to-go cup?" and walk around with it,
Welcome to the fun cities of the South. You have Key West.
Oh my gosh.
Savannah, New Orleans. I mean, I could keep going on. Memphis, Beale Street. Yeah.
There's been so many that they're like, "Do you want to go cup?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck?"
We haven't even been to
I
Savannah
said
yet.
that word again.
I love
it's
it when
fine.
you say the F word.
It's fine.
So yeah, Key West was a lot of fun. Got to spend a couple of days there. Then we drove to Miami and had some fun on the beach there.
Yeah, we walked around.
Walked around South Beach. And then we drove here to Palm Beach, which is where
Yeah.
we are now, because we are attending a wedding industry conference, just like the time we met in Las Vegas
Oh, yeah.
at Wedding MBA. So yeah, we're attending the Wedding Pro Experience here in Palm Beach, and we're super excited to catch up with some of our favorite wedding professionals from all over the country.
Shout out Terica.
Shout out Terica, Andrea Eppolito, Alan Berg, the list goes on. For the wedding professionals that haven't attended any wedding industry conferences, definitely need to start doing that.
Yeah,
Definitely need to
it's
start
so worth
doing
it.
that. Yeah.
So worth it.
So, should we start diving into this month's topic?
Yeah,
What are we going to talk about?
venues.
We're going to talk about researching venues.
Just
Yeah.
all venue things.
All venue things.
But mostly like choosing your venue, what to look for, what to
Yeah.
like, kind of dive into when you're deciding about choosing your venue.
Yeah.
It's gonna be real fun.
Yeah. You want
Yeah.
to kick us off?
No.
No? Okay. So, lots of things kind of go into researching a wedding venue. Obviously, you want to find something that fits in your budget. You want to find something that, maybe caters to a specific theme. Like, different types of wedding venues are, there's garden venues, there's ballroom venues, there's rustic venues, vineyard weddings, there's venues of all sorts and types and
Yeah.
all different budgets. I mean, you can find venues for $5,000 or you can find venues for $15,000.
Or more.
And the $15,000 ones sometimes don't include catering. And then you have a food and beverage minimum. And we're not saying all this to scare you, but there's
Just
definitely
things to think about and consider.
Exactly. And I definitely had my share of experiences, and as have you, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Lots and lots of venues.
I definitely lean towards couples that want to have a really epic celebration, and so I've run into some venues, just a handful, not all, but mostly it's venues that are out in the middle of nowhere, but kind of have houses around them, and they have noise restrictions. And like when a venue owner is coming over to me trying to tell me to turn my subwoofer off and hinder the experience that I'm providing my couple, it's like, why am I here? Like,
Yeah.
But so that's something that you want to ask your venue beforehand.
Absolutely. Like, do you have any noise restrictions?
Yeah.
Another one, a lot of venues are they are all inclusive, or they make you choose off of their preferred vendor list, which could be something that you might love because you just don't want to have to do research yourself and you have to choose.
Especially if you're doing like a destination wedding, that makes things a little easier.
So you don't have to do all this research online, or if you want to personally choose your own vendors, when you choose a venue, making sure that they allow outside vendors from their list to be there, because some venues will tell you no, and then you'll be stuck with just their vendor list. So you'll be limited based off of what you want. So that's another thing to look for.
And then I think the biggest thing that a lot of people kind of talk about in the wedding world is the venue coordinator.
Oh man.
So don't get us wrong. There are a lot of great venues that have a really awesome venue coordinator.
Or they have a whole coordinating team. It really just depends on the venue. But that's something you definitely want to ask about, because if they tell you oh, you have a coordinator, cool. You think you have everything covered.
I can't tell you how many times I've talked to a couple that had somebody they were working with at the beginning, and then they're now by the time their wedding day rolls around, they're literally on the third or fourth person that they're communicating with for their wedding day.
Yeah.
And that's just
You
doesn't
want
doesn't
the same person.
you want to have a seamless experience.
So when you're on your wedding day, you're comfortable with them. They know
Yeah.
what's going on. They're on board with everything, you know. But
for the most part, venue managers are really there to make sure their venue doesn't burn down.
yeah, like they're just there to make sure the venue's okay and that, like, you know, nothing bad is happening. But as far as just like the basics of your day, when it comes to like making sure you're on track with time, making sure you're getting set up for your next thing, you know, that venue coordinator doesn't always control that or guide you through that. So it falls
Yeah.
a lot on like
And sometimes they don't have your best interest at heart. You know, that's where you hire, and we might be biased, but hiring someone independent of the venue
yeah.
will really look out for your best interests. And, you know, obviously as an entertainer, I, you know, look out for the interest of a couple's fun. And, you know, not just the couple, but their guests too. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the guest experience is like a #1 priority for couples that hire me. And, you know, even for you, I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
you're so fun. And, you know, couples that,
Thanks.
you know, book you, you know, same vibe.
Yeah, no, I mean, all I think we're trying to say is, you know, it really does significantly help hiring a planner or a day of coordinator
Yes.
that's outside of your venue because their sole focus is on you.
100%.
And that's
Absolutely.
so important because then everything starts to fall on your other vendors to try to make sure that things are running smoothly. And we are also focused on other things about your day. So, like, we are always able to make sure that other things are running smoothly outside of, like, what we're already doing.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
So, like, having a coordinator or a planner.
And sometimes a lot of venues actually require an outside day of
Yeah.
coordinator or
And then that's
wedding
great.
planner. And yeah.
Because they know, they're like, we're not going to do it, right?
Yeah, they're like, we're just here to, you know, welcome you and make sure, you know, everything's great and copacetic.
Yeah, exactly. So highly, highly, highly recommend. With anybody, coordinator or a planner, 100%. I will stick to that, you know, till the day I die. Like, please hire someone that is a coordinator
Keeps
or
everything
a planner that
yeah.
is not with the venue, unless the venue offers it as like an additional,
Yeah,
you know,
and,
role.
you know, check the reviews too. Like, you know, if the reviews say, you know, well, we started working with somebody and then we got down to the second and third person, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, just, you know, talk to them, you know, look into that stuff before you put a deposit down on a venue.
Yeah.
But we're not trying to scare you or be
Yeah.
negative in any way. We're just
Again,
trying to speak from
Don't
experience.
get us wrong, like, there are so many amazing venues that
Have
a
amazing coordinating
team
teams.
on site that is going to crush it,
Yes.
honestly. But
Like in California, Hawk Ranch has the best coordinating team ever. Like, it always runs on time and it always goes smoothly, and it's their venue coordinating team. So, like, there's definitely venues out there that have it. You know, you just got to kind of ask and really, like, dive into that with the venue before you book them. You know?
this name dropper over here.
I love my people, you know? Like, they're the best.
I can think of one. There's this place in Richmond, Virginia called the Independence Golf Club, and they, you know, run things pretty well too.
Yeah.
Maybe
So-
one day I'll take you there. You've taken me to Hawk Ranch, so
I
maybe
have.
I'll take you to some places
Yeah.
back in Richmond. Of course, we're both now based in Atlanta, so
Mhm.
there's that.
Yeah. This
But-
is true.
Yeah, so, you know,
Anyways.
we get a little sidetracked from time to time. We both have
ADHD, anxiety, you know, it's just the brains are all over the place sometimes, but it's fine.
It's kind of what we do.
Anyways, anything else you want to add about venues? I think, you know, we had kind of like basic
just,
stuff.
you know, make sure you find something you love.
Yeah, love, obviously within budget, of course, is important.
Yeah.
Sometimes venues that are a little less expensive make you bring all outside vendors, and that could be pricey. Vice versa, venues that are all inclusive could be a little more expensive, but you don't have to bring outside vendors in.
Yeah.
So kind of weighing your options on like what works best for you is what is the most important thing.
There's literally a venue for everyone.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, just find, again, something you love.
Exactly.
And if you need any help, we're here.
Also, I mean, this is like super kind of random, but
I love random.
because I think on this side of the country, this is like there's always there's always like a plan B if it rains, but in California, there's a handful of venues that don't have a plan B if it rains.
Right.
And it's not like we get that much rain, but it does happen. So, like, making sure you choose a venue that has at least a plan B option for weather.
We got plan C for hurricanes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It does not apply to here, but, like, I still got to represent my California people.
Yeah.
And, it's like planning for, rain or any other issues.
A number of weddings through a hurricane.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I had the power go out.
Well, I don't know how you can play music. Just put it on your phone.
I had a generator on standby
shit.
because I knew what I was walking into. I was like, oh, there's a hurricane coming? Cool, I'm going to have a generator.
Hire a DJ that has a generator.
And so the music was still going, and so were my lights. So the party kept going.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah. Hire a DJ that doesn't stop the party for nothing.
That's for sure you. But anyways, I think that's it.
Yeah. You're so weird.
Always fixing the eyebrows.
Well, I think that kind of covers this month.
Let us know if there's any topics you want us to talk about.
Yeah.
We're just kind of being random and choosing stuff right now, but like we'd love to go dive into more things that you want to listen to. Or have questions about either as a vendor or as a couple. We're not experts, but we have a lot of experience.
We're kind of experts.
No, I mean, but I'd say we have a lot of experience.
I have twice as much experience as you, so
Well, you just aged yourself by 10 years.
That.
So.
Well.
Anyways.
For what it's worth, you approached me.
I know. I also thought you were, like, younger.
Thank you. Stop it.
But...
So, speaking of wedding industry conferences where we met, now we're about to go to another one.
Yes.
We are about to go to the Wedding Pro Experience networking party at the PGA National Resorts.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be lots of fun. And then tomorrow, we're going to be...
Got a whole day.
Getting all kinds of getting some knowledge. And, adding value to what we provide our couples and and to other wedding professionals because, we're here to be a team player and help out as much as possible. So, keep following along. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, I think it's over here somewhere. And then go check us out on Instagram and TikTok.
Yep.
Traveling Wedding Pros on both. And, keep following along for the fun.
See you soon.